Okay, pre-calc kids. We're starting new chapter. We're going to have 2 chapters for the test. I think I posted the calendar for this month, so you should know what's going on. You don't have to really learn this on your own. This is just for those people stuck at home or whatever. So this is, and it's kind of hard, sort of, for some kids. But that's why we're going to do it both Tuesday and you can see this both, thank you, both Tuesday and Wednesday. So both white and red team get this in person. So this is some reinforcement. All right, so we talk about increasing, decreasing, and constant functions. Okay, now I'm going to read these words to you because I think they're important. When we talk about where the functions are increasing or decreasing or constant, we're always referring to the x interval. We look at the y values, but we're looking out for what x interval, for what x values do the y values increase or decrease, okay? So when I look at this first graph here that I've made, I realize that some of the lines are gone, but it doesn't make any difference. Notice that this graph, it's constantly increasing. It's increasing over the whole graph, and assuming it's a line going on forever, it's increasing from negative infinity to positive infinity. All the x values, everything is going up to the right. When I look at this second graph, this is all decreasing, going downhill. Okay, if it's a line, it's decreasing over all the values of x. Okay, and this one, notice this is what we mean by a function being constant, because notice the y value never ever changes. Okay, so we're going to look at this first function, and I notice that this left side, notice it's going down, 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 until I get to the y-axis, right? So from this whole section, from 0 all the way this way to negative infinity, that's where it's decreasing. Okay, so decreasing is from negative infinity to 0. Those are the intervals. We never have square brackets when we talk about these intervals, because at 0, that's where it's changing. Okay, it's neither increasing nor decreasing at 0. So then it starts to increase, starting to go up here on the right side, and so that means it's increasing from 0 to infinity, and it keeps going and going and going. Okay, so this side is the increasing side. This side over here is the decreasing side. Okay, so that's what we mean by the x values. So you kind of, in some ways, pretend it gets squished and you're looking for just the x values. We don't care what y values are. We just care that the y values are increasing or decreasing. Okay, so now I have my purple pen. My purple pen is going to be the increasing section. So I'm going to trace this. So it's increasing here. It stops increasing, it starts to decrease, and then when I get to the bottom down here, it starts to increase again. Okay, and we're going to round these x values. So negative infinity is over here, and it looks like it goes almost to the y-axis, which is x equals 0. So we're going to say negative infinity to 0. We don't care that the y went up to the 3. We don't care about that. We just care that it increases for all of these x values on this left side. Okay, now it looks like at 2, it starts to increase again, right? And it's going to increase until, notice my x values are going to go on forever in the positive direction. So it's going to increase until there. Oh, this is terrible. I'm probably not making any sense. Okay, so now this section is where it's decreasing. Notice those x values are between 0 and 2, right? So this between 0 and 2 where the function is decreasing because it's going down. Okay, notice that the endpoints match up. Notice that the 0 of the increase starts the 0 of the decrease, and the 2 of the decrease starts the 2 of the increase. You have to account for all the x values, okay? All right, now we're going to slide to the next picture. All right, we got a quartic. It's got 4 sections. All right, so it looks like this first part is decreasing until I get to about right here. We're going to estimate that at -2. It's not really -2, but it's pretty close. And then it starts to decrease again here. It's going to decrease here until it gets to about +2. Okay? So this section right here between 0 and 2 is decreasing, and then this section out here to the left, that's from -infinity to -2. Okay, those are the x values. Now when I look at where is it increasing, it's increasing. This section is increasing. Notice those x values are from -2 to 0, and then it's increasing out here, which means starting at 2 and going on to infinity. Okay? All right. So now I look at this one. And this is a piecewise function. It's got a bunch of different functions pieced together, right? So it looks like this first part here, which was red, maybe I should make it red again. Sorry. This first part, which is red, looks like it's the, right, decreasing section. So this is decreasing. So assuming it goes forever that away, which I don't know because I didn't put any arrows on it, looks like decreasing from -infinity to, what is this x value? Right, -2. Okay, this next section that's blue here, notice this is constant, right? And this is constant between these x values. So it's constant from -2 to +1. And then this green section, right, starts at 1 and it keeps going and it's increasing forever. So it starts at 1 and goes to +infinity. Okay? All right. Now, sometimes we're asked about relative maximums and relative minimums. Okay? We don't say absolute maximums or absolute minimums because it may not be true. So, but like right here, this point here, if I just look in this little section of the graph, notice that that's a maximum, right? Goes to the top, it peaks, it's a maximum. So I would call that maximum 0, 5. And then if I change colors, because I can, this one down here, if I just look in this little section, that looks like a minimum, right? It's way at the bottom, it bottoms out. And so if I estimate that, which is not exactly true, but we're going to estimate it at -2, -7. And then there's another one over here, right? And then we're going to estimate that one at +2, 7. It's not quite, but if I make the dot fat enough, it kind of looks like it. So we have maximums and minimums. Notice a maximum happens when you go from increasing to decreasing. Goes from increasing to decreasing. Notice where your maximums are. And minimums are where it goes from decreasing to increasing. Decrease to increase. Those are your minimums. Not really that big of a deal, but I just want to point it out. All right, so now you might have to graph a piecewise function, right? I'm going to draw some axes here. So when x is less than -2, it says that my y value is 4. So 2, 4. So when x is -2, let's make this, I don't know, purple. Okay, so this one here is going to be purple. It's going to be 4 whenever x is less than -2. So it's going to be here like this, and it's going to go on forever that way. And since it's not equal, I'm going to put an open circle. Now, between -2 and 3, my graph is this line, this beautiful line. Let's pick bright green. Okay? So now I know that this is going to cross at 1, right? And it's going to have a slope of 1. So it's a +1. So it's going to go up 1 to the right 1, up 1 to the right 1, up one to the right one until I get to 3. Oh, I should have an open circle there, but I'll fix that in a second. Down one to the left one, down one to the left one until I get to -2, and that should have a closed circle. So I have this line like this, and then I have an open circle. So I have that line, and when I get to this point, it should be an open circle because of that, right? Because of that, I look here. This is, oh, you can't see that. That's a terrible color to pick for a highlighter. Who picks that color? I don't know. So open circle, closed circle. Got that. All right, now it's -x whenever x is greater than or equal to 3. All right, let's pick a new color. I don't know, dark purple. All right. So this graph, negative, would normally start here and go down like this, right? Okay, I don't know if you can see those dots, but the y-intercept is 0. Well, I can't really include those y-intercepts because none of these points really should I include. I can start here, right? I can start there, so let me get rid of these. I can't get rid of that. So I'm going to start here at 3, -3, and then I'm going to go down one box each time, and it's going to look like this. So good luck trying to draw those. I don't know if you have to draw those on the homework or not. Can't remember. Assigned the homework too long ago. So here it is, 2.1. Thanks.